Hey guys, today we're going into an ancient temple that's at least 800 years old. This is called the Amruteshwara temple, and this temple has some insane evidence of ancient technology. It has shiny iron pillars. Let's go inside and see what we can find there. When I entered the temple, I immediately noticed the perfectly shiny iron columns which have a metallic black tint to them. And look at the turn marks on them. It's impossible to create them with chisels and hammers. You instinctively understand that they're machine-made using a rotating mechanism. Experts confirm that yes, these pillars cannot be manually carved. They are lathe-turned, but offer no explanation as to how it was made during ancient times. But there is another question. How did these iron pillars not rust even after 8 centuries? Because they're not made of metal, they are made of stone. Yes, they are made of rock, but most people think the pillars are made of metal. Why? Because of the shiny, almost reflective quality of the columns. If I take a piece of paper and wave it in front of the pillar, you can actually see its reflection on the pillar. This is quite extraordinary to achieve this level of polishing during ancient times. I mean, think about it. This is a piece of rock. When you go to a mountain or a quarry, you don't expect to see your reflection there, right? It's not water or mirror. It's a rock, for God's sake. How did they turn a rough rock into this level of finishing? What kind of polishing did they use to accomplish a reflective quality? Even more strange, how has it remained in this excellent condition even after 800 years? What could the ancient builders have used to achieve this level of polishing? Even more important, how did they create these columns? Did they really use lathe machines in ancient India? Did ancient Indians have advanced science and technology? The mainstream cannot answer this question, so they've come up with the usual story. According to some people, these pillars are fake. Yes, all these lathe-turned pillars are modern fakes, and they've placed it in the last 2 centuries after Europeans came to India with lathe machines. The same people have also raised this question. Why are the lathe-turned pillars black in color while the temple walls are made of a different type of rock? For example, in this Amruteshwara temple, the pillars are black while the walls are brown. They claim that this is proof that these black pillars were recently added and not original. This is the usual attempt of the so-called debunkers. When there is evidence of ancient technology and you don't know how to explain it, just call it fake because you cannot explain it. And you can package it as debunking or exposed, so you can get more views and make money out of it. But mature people don't mock or make personal attacks. So let's look at this question objectively. Is it possible that these lathe pillars are fake and were created in the last few centuries and added later? This would explain it because Europeans came in the last few centuries and they brought this lathe technology with them, right? But ancient builders were very intelligent. They left us some fascinating clues to debunk these debunkers. Look at these carvings outside the wall. Why is this guy missing a head? And why is his head on a plate? But don't be distracted by these details. Look right next to it. You see that? Yes, this is a miniature lathe-turned pillar. And not one. All over the walls of the temple, you can see these miniature lathe-turned pillars. Now, if these lathe-turned pillars inside the temple are modern fakes, how did they carve these miniature models outside the temple? And we're not talking about just one or two mini pillars. The entire temple walls are covered with these miniature lathe-turned pillars. This clearly debunks any claims that these pillars are modern recreations. They are, in fact, ancient lathe-turned pillars. There should be no doubt that ancient builders were using some kind of advanced rotating machines. But this gives us some fascinating insight into the mind of ancient builders who created this temple. Why did they carve these miniature pillars? Did they know that future generations will have these primitive, childish debunkers who can doubt ancient technology? Did ancient builders do this to debunk the debunkers? But let me show you another reason why ancient builders created these miniature models. Right below these miniature lathe columns, you can see these carvings. Immediately, you will fall in love with these brilliant cone-shaped structures. They're very ornate. But what are those cones? These are miniature temple towers. And again, just like the miniature lathe pillars, you'll see so many of them. Are they really temple towers? Look carefully. At the bottom, you can see the temple walls. And at the top of the tower, you will see this container. This is called the kalasha. This is placed on top of all Hindu temple towers. You can see this kalasha also carved again and again in these miniature temple towers, confirming that these are temple towers. But there is something shocking about this temple. This temple does not have this large cone-shaped tower today. Wait, what? Yes, look at this aerial view. Except for this little tower here, this temple does not have a large tower on top of it. Today, historians and archaeologists think this is the original design of this temple. But no, during ancient times, there was a giant tower on top, perhaps even several towers. This is what ancient builders are telling us. This is the real big tip, the clue that helps us understand that the temple originally looked like this, and not with a flat top like what we see today. And the superstructure was destroyed by invaders, and the tower was completely destroyed. Again, locals and even some experts vehemently deny that this temple was damaged by invaders. Some claim that the Amruteshwara temple was never touched by invaders. But they don't realize the specialty of the Amruteshwara temple. The Amruteshwara temple is the only temple in India which has 70 carvings from the epic of Ramayana. No temple has such an amazing carving series in India. In fact, this temple should be recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. But look at Lord Rama's face. Look at Rama's face here, and look at Rama's face here. This is a deliberate act of destruction. Some people may even try to claim it is natural erosion, but will nature choose the face of a carving alone, leaving other parts of the body? This is not how nature works, and nature is not going to target Lord Rama alone while leaving out other people. So this destruction of faces is clear proof that this temple was in fact destroyed by invaders. And once upon a time, a glorious tower in fact stood on top of the temple, and it has been destroyed. But we are just scratching the surface of the Amruteshwara temple. This temple has a lot more secrets hidden inside of it. If you search about this temple, you will be surprised that nobody has studied this temple until now. I want to show you some esoteric carvings found in this temple, but I will do that in a future video. So, what do you think? Are these gigantic columns modern fakes? If so, how could ancient builders carve these miniature lathe pillars all over the walls of the temple? Did ancient builders know primitive debunkers would arrive in the future and discredit ancient science and technology? Did a giant tower exist on top of this temple? Why else do we see the miniature model of this tower all over the temple walls? Please let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I hope you like this video. I am PraveenMohan. Thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.